Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of r// Tales from Tech Support. In today's episode, Zen and the art of starting a fire in the lunchroom. Let's play Russian roulette. How do I get to webcam lens? Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. Zen and the art of starting a fire in the lunchroom. A man sits at a desk. In front of the man's desk is a window. Through the window he sees a woodpecker tapping on the windowsill. Tap, tap, tap. The sound is not entirely unpleasant, and he savors its rhythm as the scent of fresh coffee wafts up from a cup on the desk. He is at peace. A loud crash sends the woodpecker flying and snaps the man out of his morning reverie. It is the sound of an office chair colliding with the floor at maximum velocity. Peace? No peace, it seems to cry. The man braces for that inevitable moment when an angry coworker will come forth and blame him for something. As if summoned, a raging bear of a woman huffs into the room. The thermal printer won't print anything, she roars, shaking a fistful of labels in the man's direction. Could you be more specific, the man asks, entering the trance-like state of IT. Nothing shows up on any labels I try printing, she shouts, not satisfied with the lack of an immediate resolution. The man ponders this information for a few moments, keeping in mind the fact that this is the same coworker who destroyed 2 shredders and the last thermal printer. All right, let's have a look. He feeds a string of labels into the printer and for a moment is reminded of prayer flags strung from pole to pole. With a wistful sigh, he wonders who will answer his prayers in this moment. He unpauses the printer and watches it release labels as blank as the ones going in. This is indeed a problem. Have you tested this with other labels? He knows the answer but must ask anyway. The universe demands that ritual be observed. Of course I have. But this is false. Have you really? I don't need to, sputters the coworker. I know it's the printer. The man takes a deep breath and searches the room for another roll of labels. He knows that as sure as the sun will rise, this coworker will deny all but the most forceful of examples. He cuts a few labels off the coworker's roll and cuts a few labels off a roll from a different box. Come, he says, leaving the room. Where are we going? Asks the coworker, following close behind. But the man does not answer, knowing his breath would be wasted. Instead, he grabs his coffee cup off his desk as he passes by. The two enter the lunchroom and the man sets his cup down next to the coffee pot. He removes the carafe and proceeds to fill his cup. I followed you here for this, shouts the coworker, but the man does not hear her for there is coffee. He sets the carafe down next to the coffee maker and presses the labels from the new roll onto the element for a moment, then he lifts them toward coworker's gaze. They're black, so what, says the coworker, now uncertain. Without a word, the man presses the labels from the coworker's roll to the element to the count of 3, for it is the holy number, and must be observed in the interest of fire safety. As he expected, the labels remain blank. But the coworker does not accept this. No, she cries with eyes full of disbelief. You must have done something wrong. It must be the printer. The man smiles magnanimously as he replaces the carafe and says, change must come from a different roll of labels. I will load one for you. The coworker opens her mouth to yell, but ultimately accepts the offer of help. Thank you, she says. This is rare, suspicious even, but the man is happy to be free of this burden, and so accepts her gratitude. 15 minutes later, there is the smell of smoke and the sound of frantic yelling pouring out of the lunchroom. The man's boss approaches his desk as she has many times before, knowing that he is somehow indirectly, but unprovably involved in this incident. Coworker, just set a bunch of labels in the lunchroom on fire, panicked and threw them onto the counter instead of into the sink. She knows the answer but must ask anyway. The universe demands that ritual be observed. Any idea why she would have done that? The man takes a sip of his coffee as he watches the woodpecker resume its work. It must be the printer. Let's play Russian roulette. Late Sunday night, I'm on call. Me, our hero, working centralized IT support for $large company. EIM, Emergency Incident Manager in a faraway country. UBB, the usual busload of bozos. A gaggle of help desk analysts, first-line support members, IT service owners, and business IT managers. Ring, 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 ring. Me, hello? EIM, I have an emergency incident. First line has reviewed the case and would like you to join a call. Can I add you? Me, sure, give me a minute to get online and add me to the MTG. Joins meeting. UBB, we want a bare metal restore BMR on 4 servers. We have 6 hours before our business day begins, and these are mission critical. Users know what they want. They don't always know what they need. Me, what's the problem? UBB, automated patching completely destroyed the get money from the customer application. Me, completely destroyed? Wow, that's rare. And you had no problems with the patching in QA? EIM, looks like patching QA was successful last week, no incidents were reported. UBB, blah blah blah. Completely destroyed meant the app won't start, and the support team works business hours. I try to talk them into a rollback to the point before patching started. After much pounding on the table by the non-technical UBB members, I give in. First line does a BMR. Need I mention that the business wants to keep the call going, just in case? 5 hours later, BMR is complete, last full backup and incremental backups are applied. The business owner pronounces the app healthy. UBB, the service owner, to point the finger excellent, still 1 hour until business begins. We've got time to patch, hits the button for self-service patching. I mute my phone and begin swearing. 20 to 30 minutes later, all 4 servers and patched and back online. No problems. Guess it wasn't the automated patching after all. If you think patching screwed up your servers, why would you restore them and then patch them? Bonus, 2 of the servers turned out to be DEV. Under our ground rules, the division pays less for DEV support, but can't raise emergency tickets against it. Bonus number 2, app team thinks an app config file was corrupted on 1 DEV server and 1 prod server. The other 2 were fine, as far as they can tell. How do I get to webcam lens? Fairly short one but amusing nonetheless. This isn't the first time this has happened, but it's definitely the most extreme example. I work in IT for a university, and I can't even fathom how some of these people are supposed to be considered educated. In recent months, our new annual PC replacement program has gone full swing, replacing any computers on campus older than 6 years. Primarily, we've been pushing Latitude 5511 setups with docking stations. Although it's fairly common now, most laptops 6 or more years ago didn't have a physical shutter that can be used to block your webcam. A ticket came in yesterday titled "My video is not working for Zoom meetings," and before I even opened it I was fairly sure I knew what the problem was going to be. So I directed her to the settings menu in Zoom and said, "Is the preview showing a gray screen, a black screen, or is it giving you an error message?" Because those are 3 distinctly different issues. Because gray would indicate it's not detecting a webcam, black would be the shutter issue, and an error would be, I dunno, a driver or something. She confirmed that it was showing a black screen. I explained that the physical slider to the left of her webcam needed to be opened. She could not locate any sort of slider. So I sent a picture of a 5511 with the slider circled in red and said it looks like a round black switch just to the left of the webcam lens as seen in the attached picture. User, Waydultima, I still have a black screen and no video. How do I get to webcam lens? I am on my laptop and I can get to the camera settings, but it does not look like that. Me. Go ahead and bring your laptop by our office when you get a chance. So anyway, there's a lovely river that runs right alongside our campus that I'm going to go drown myself in before she gets here.